Okay folks, I'm going to do a little bondo work to the cab. So this is the bottom of it, and you can see right along the edge, yeah, and along the back side it's kind of like chewed up, and then down the back there's a bunch of little dings and stuff like that. So I really, I don't know, I'm not sure if I want to pull the T-molding off first. I'm thinking about pulling the T-molding off, and then, because there's this front edge, there's a couple spots that could use a little bit of bondo. This right here is like broken, a little bit busted, so I could, you know, maybe take that off, bondo it, shape it back. Now, I may do that. I mean, the other side of it I can feel is kind of weak, so maybe I'll just pull the T-molding off that way. You know, I'll just concentrate on this one side, just bondoing and sanding, and then I'll paint, really just, you know, paint the black edge part of it, and then I'll go back, and once that's done I'll clean and kind of maybe touch up the red and even the other parts, maybe. But I want to get the, I mean, that's normal wear and tear, but this on the bottom can look a lot cleaner. I know I can make that look a lot cleaner. So I'm going to, and you can see on the bottom it was kind of, I just shored it up with some wood, and then that I screwed in, I put new leg levers on it, and it's actually very sturdy now. Probably could have pulled that whole thing off and put a new plywood base on it. I don't know where the original one went, but what's on there now is fine. It's actually pretty sturdy, so I'm going to leave that. But I am going to mix up some bondo and do that. Now, I don't know, everybody's already seen like bondo stuff before, I'm sure. Everybody's seen how to do bondo. It's pretty easy. I don't do anything different than anybody else. But I'm just going to mix some up. And then I'm going to mix some up, and then I'll start around the edges, and then I'll maybe come back, or maybe I'll show mixing it. But everybody's shown that. All right, I'm no expert at bondo, but so this is a big gallon jug of it, right? So you need the bondo filler, and then they have this cream hardener, which you can get. I usually get them separate. I'll just get the bigger thing of bondo because, like I said, I'm not great at using it, and then this way I don't worry about it. You know what I mean? I just get it out, and use what I need. And if I get too much out or end up wasting it, I don't really care. It's not that expensive, to be honest. So that's probably enough there. So I think that shows up. That's probably enough there. And then you just get some of this creamer, and then kind of shake it up a little bit. It can separate after time. And then that's probably enough. You just want it to mix together and get kind of a red, pink color. Not sure, hardener or activator or whatever. I know some people are really careful about putting it on or mixing it. I don't know. Anyway, it's kind of hard to mess up, I think. It will, you know, you don't have a lot of time to use it. That's the only thing. And I think if it's a hot day or something like that, you're not going to have a ton of time. So there's some bondo. I'm just going to mix that last part in. All right. Now, that's how you mix it. I'm just going to put it on. I'm going to start near the front and put it on the edge here. And I find that I'm always really kind of sloppy with it, but I take off what I don't think I need while it's still wet. I really want to kind of using the bondo to seal up that edge, the bottom edge. said, I'm pretty sloppy with this stuff. Here I'm going to go back over and paint it, and I'm actually going to remove, like you see the bondo is on there, I'm going to remove it. It's kind of a warm day, so this bondo is probably going to start setting up pretty soon. Just want to get an initial bit on there. Alright, it's already starting to set up, so that's really quick. So now, I'm just going to use a razor blade. Get a lot of that excess off. That I'm not going to use, right? I'm really sloppy with this. But that's all right. I'll even come along the bottom. Just kind of. Right now it's like very cuttable. It's almost like a clay. There we go. I'm going to come back and probably put another little coat of bondo on here, but right now I just want to get the extra little bits off. You can clean it, you can get it off easy now. I don't want to have to sand it off of this black. There we go. Okay guys, this is the Sega Hang On Cabaret. Now what I've done is I've cleaned it up with simple green, and then I've went around and I bondoed the back and the bottom edges and then taped it off and painted it black. So you can see it's like a much cleaner edge along the bottom than it was. Back up here a little bit. So I painted that black. I cleaned and I painted the front, so the front of the cabs now. Got a fresh coat of black paint on it also. I painted this metal bar that came off as well as the top one. I painted the top of the cab. And then the other side, I did the same thing. I did some bondo work on the bottom and then on the back. Let me step back a little bit. And it looks really good now. I mean, it looks a lot better than it did. I mean, it's just, it looked decent before. I mean, there are some, imperfections in it, obviously, but just doing the outside, the black, makes it look a lot better. I may go back and do, touch up the red or the other stripes, but I don't know. I mean, right now it looks pretty good, so I think this is probably going in the basement. I also painted the back door. So I painted that, sharpened it up, and then on the inside I blew it out. So I blew out all the with compressed air, my air compressor, all the dust and everything, so it's really clean. On the monitor and everything. Everything's playing now. There's no issues with it playing. So let me turn it on. So the one thing I did do is I disconnected the fan because that thing is super loud and doesn't need to be. So that's the on-off button. So I just turn it off. Let me turn it on. right there. This thing is set for free play, so you really just hit the button on the front and it boots right up. Of course it's a little bright out, so I think I have to get back, but I've already showed some gameplay on it. There, the angle's a little better now, you can see it a little better, so get back. But anyway, that's my Sega Hang On Cabaret. I'm pretty happy with it now. I cleaned it up, looks sharp, and I'm gonna put it in the basement. All right, bye.